Hi, this is Klaus with another ski analysis clip for my YouTube channel. A longer version of this video is also on my website on sofaski.com. New website online now, check it out. I want to have a look at this video here that a Sofa Ski Camp customer of ours from New Zealand sent me last year. He was skiing in beautiful Mammoth Mountain, California. Sent me this clip and said, Klaus, could you please have a look at my short turns? I feel like I'm rushing them a bit. I'm getting pushed in the back and struggle on steeper terrain. And I had some time, so I sent him my feedback to his holiday. And this is now also a new service that you can purchase on sofaski.com. With a guaranteed 24-hour turnaround, I will send you back your personal analysis and training plan. So even if you're in your holiday, you can get some input for your skiing for the next day. Let's have a look at this run quickly. Start with a first quick analysis. And I think we're going to use this footage here. The quality of the video doesn't really matter too much. Even if you film it with your phone, I should be able to see enough to give you some good feedback. What we can see here is some short turns on a blue run, I would say. The weaker turn is the turn to the right. You can see how once in a while the outside ski here is stemming away a bit. Might be able to see it better once we're closer. Here in this moment, sometimes you can see how the gap between the skis gets a bit bigger, and that results from him being a bit too much there on the inside. What I like about the turns is how quickly he's able to get the skis off the edge into the new turn. And the technique he uses for that is to retract and extend, or in other words, to flex the knees to create release. The way this works is that at the end of the turn, by bending the knees and letting the center of mass go down, we can create a short moment of release that we can then use to turn the skis underneath our body. So same way as if you would be standing on the scale, you don't like the result, you quickly bend the knees and the result for a short moment will get better. The good thing about this technique is that you can create the release right away. So the moment you bend the knees, you can turn the skis. And that's the benefit of this way of doing it. The disadvantage is that when it gets steeper, you never have a moment when you come forward, and you actually might get pulled a little more in the back with every turn. Before we go there, let me show you what the other way of getting the turn started looks like. With this demo here, same skier in our camp in New Zealand. And here now you can see how at the start of the turn, he's coming forward into the new turn more. So to create release, he's moving up and forward in the direction where he wants to go. So he moves in this direction. He extends the legs. Now he's moving up and forward, down the hill, and that moves him more in the middle of the ski. And that should also help him to make use of the front part of the ski more, because he's getting there with his body and his weight. Whenever we work with a skier, the most important thing is, when we give advice, when we coach, is to know where he comes from, to have a look at him and decide what is the element that I would like to change next. And especially when you work with skiers for multiple days or over a couple of years, it is important to know what was done in the past. In our camps, we document that in training diaries. So every one of my students gets an online diary that he can access through my website. And there you find everything documented that we have done in the past. Like this, we can share this from coach to coach. And let me show you that. It looks like that. So this is his training diary. I put pictures in there. The coaches do the same and make notes. And if a coach sees Klaus suggests that we should work on this and that, then he will then hopefully also do that. In Camp's case, the big focus was From the videos he sent me before the training that he was too much over the tail of the ski, and as a result then often going through the turn got pulled too much to the backhand inside. So here at the top of the turn here, if you have a look at this, he already started to move to the inside there, which then pulled him too much over the tail of his inside ski here. So that was the first assessment, the first goal setting that we did, and we said we would like to add the move that give him the tool to help him come more in the middle at the start of the turn. So with a student like this, I would not work on retraction extension because it would make him go to the backhand inside even more. I would work on getting him more in the middle, more neutral at the top of the turn, so he will have a better chance to then stay in the middle when the skis accelerate. Here again, he sits down too much over this leg. He sits down on a little chair that isn't there. He gets pulled too much on the inside, resulting on too much weight on the inside leg, resulting in an A-frame because the outside ski is just hanging off. It's not really balanced against, it's not really stepped on. We then also have a look at the before and after to show the skier, this is what you've done at the beginning, this is what you have done at the end of the training, so that they can see themselves and that we can increase the chance that new movements will then also be continued. Again, what is most important is that we understand why we want to do something. So there are a lot of different ways of making the skis turn, a lot of different ways of getting the turn started. And it's always key that we understand, I want to do this because it helps me with that. The up and forward is key because it will help me, especially when it gets steeper, to be able to control my speed, to be able to get the performance to be balanced over my outside ski. So that active movement forward into the new turn gets him with his center of mass more in the middle of the ski, allows him now through his boot to transfer weight and make use of the front part of the ski. On the other side here, doing the flex to release allows him to turn the skis quicker, but also makes it harder for him to get control over his tips. A carving ski makes a turn if I manage to step on it and edge it. On the left side now, because he's stepping on it and edging the outside ski, we can see how the skis stay parallel and how the outside ski will start to pull. Whereas on the right side, we can see how because he's moving too much to the inside of the turn, and also this is a very common topic these days, him moving too much there to the inside moves him too much over the ski, and therefore his legs get pulled apart and he ends up in a reverse wedge. So a cleaner movement forward into the new turn that helps us to find the outside ski earlier. Same skier, different shot. Have a look at what's going on the left. Commitment to move forward into the new turn, down the fall line. Neutral over both skis. Now he's starting to edge the outside and step on it more. And have a look. For a moment he's losing the outside a bit, but now the outside starts to perform and starts to pull, and now the outside ski is the boss. On the left side, same thing. That was from day one again. He's staying more to the back. He moves more just to the mountain, to the inside. And now watch what happens to the skis. The inside ski is told to turn and the legs get pulled apart. And also psychologically, this is something that we see a lot. Oftentimes skiers think, I don't want to fall into the lake. I want to rather stay where the mountain is. The movement forward in this direction, that commitment to face the danger, let yourself fall down the hill, is often something that doesn't come as naturally as staying back and being a bit more passive. So again, another big reason why that up and forward is so important for us and helps our skiers. Seeing the difference now in the outcome shows that we have chosen the right focus here for Cam. If you watch the clips on the left, you can see that he is skiing a much stronger turn, that he gets a lot more performance and is much better balanced over his outside ski because he's more active here at the top of the turn, being able to move more with the skis. At the same time I did this video for him, I also got this here on my Facebook, which is a ski clip from the Interski in Bulgaria. The Interski is a congress where different ski federations meet, exchange ideas, and where the best demonstrators show their turns. You can see an Austrian and a New Zealander doing short turns behind each other. Both great skiers, skiing some really nice short turns here, perfectly in sync behind each other. And a great thing to do also to have them both in the same video to compare their skiing. If we have a look at the turn initiation, you can see that the Austrian is starting the turn with a distinct up and forward, while the New Zealander is using the flex to release. So if we have a closer look at this, at the start of the turn, we can see the up and forward from the Austrian in the front, how he comes forward, gets long and neutral at the top, and in the background the New Zealander, how he does the flex to create the release and gets the skis into the turn like that. The interesting thing about this demo is that these guys at the top didn't say, you ski flex to release, I ski the other one. For these skiers, what they show us here is their demonstration of their final version of their short turn. So they're perfectly executed demo of a short turn, and what's quite interesting is that how they get the turn started is so different. For someone that is not a trained instructor, I can imagine that this can be quite confusing. What is most important for our students is that they understand what the benefits of the one and the other are. So it's not that it's black and white, not that the one is good and the other is bad, but that they understand, I want to use this technique because that helps me to come more forward. I want to use the other in a situation where I need to be a bit quicker. For the success of the coach in the training, it is key that he makes the right decision on what is the focus that I want to pick for my student. And that was the topic of this video as well, that we choose the right focus that brings the best results. It seems to be quite a trend among ski instructors these days to focus mainly on flex to release for the short turns, which I believe is a mistake, because I think that the flex to release is really relevant mainly for a fairly small group of skiers. For us, the up and forward is the more basic version that we try to build at the beginning and perfect then also later. That works on blue runs as well as in the steeps and in the off-piste. And once we have that built in a skier, once he's able to do that in different situations, we will then introduce other more advanced ways to get the turn started, which sometimes are a bit harder to execute, but which also make the complete skier, who will then use a mix of different techniques. If you're interested in finding out more about other ways to get the turn started, you can find them on Blue to Powder in the Black initiation chapters. Perfect, guys. I think that's it. It's not rocket science, but still a very important one to understand. I hope this was helpful. Check out the new blog on sofaski.com, where you find the written article on this topic and some other ski content that is hopefully interesting and helpful. Stay in touch and stay safe. Bye-bye.